How you doing? You okay? Can I take your name, please?
It's Sergeant Philip Holman.
Philip Holman?
Yes, he's on side.
Should
We'll go and have it.
Yeah. Mr. Holman, I hope you'd appreciate, I have to obviously provide a copy of this conversation to the Foreign Secretary and possibly the Nigerian Ambassador sometime this week, so I will be recording the conversation.
Okay.
I've explained to your colleague that I am a legislative assistant to the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and I've had a threat to my life that I'll be shot dead.
Okay.
You as a police force have a duty to protect life.
Of course.
Sadly, there has been an ongoing, what can only be described as a conspiracy led by Sir Jon Murphy. Now, I would actually don't get, overwhelmed with the title Sir, because we also had Sir Jimmy Savile and the likes of them. So I would actually put those Sirs to the side. What we have is a killer involved in a conspiracy that was meticulously orchestrated. Now, the objective of keeping the female murder suspect free was to kill me and not place that female suspect before the courts. Okay. That female suspect is still free now. I've now received a recent death threat from that same female that she'll have me shot dead. Okay. So I want some kind of reassurance from the British government really, that the female murder suspect is going to be arrested and detained on remand to ensure the safety of the legislative assistant to the federal government. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, I have evidence in written submissions from the convicted gunman identifying that female as the person who orchestrated the multiple planned murders of African British citizens.
Okay.
I suspect the overall conspiracy was on the basis of racial hatred, perpetrated by, sadly, what I suspect are white supremacist beliefs within Merseyside Police. And I know you're a police officer, but don't take it personally. I'm just happy to present factual evidence before you, which have been pieced together in this document and is ready to go to the ambassador. Okay, I've provided my ID to your colleague there. You can check my position within government. If Liverpool Police allow the execution of a legislative assistant of the Federal Government of Nigeria, I'm telling you now, it will be taken up at government level. But then you're going to ask me for the address of where I was when your superiors are involved in a conspiracy to murder me and have me executed. And that's the objective of keeping the female murder suspect free. The perpetrator of this crime attempted to put Paul Woodford on trial in 2016, I think it was. I attended that trial because I was concerned about the storyline that was being presented before the Crown. I attended the trial and I presented almost 2 hours of presentation of documented evidence, factual evidence, to guarantee Paul Woodford was found not guilty. Guarantee it. Yeah. He cut his own throat, so he's suicidal. He had no legal representation. So in my opinion, it was not what Mr. Paul Woodford mumbled to the jury that secured his acquittal, because he's legally unrepresented. So, based on what I've seen in my experience, it was more what I said during the 2 hours of presentation of documented evidence. Saying something, producing a document, saying something, to show that it was Haley that orchestrated the multiple planned murders of African British citizens. Now, she's still free. So you're going to ask me for my address, you're going to ask me for what I've seen, everything. I cannot trust you as a police force, not you as an individual. Yeah. So this needs to be discussed at government level. So as a police officer, I'm asking you to bring somebody in government.
That wouldn't happen.
Okay, so if I go out to this police station, if I send this information, if I send this recording over to the Nigerian Senate tonight, which I will do, along with a copy of this document, and I have my brains blasted outside that room, what position would you be in there?
You're refusing to tell us that. You're refusing to give us the information.
And I'll give you the reason for that, because you're involved in the murder. You're involved in trying to help me.
I'm not involved in any murder.
No, when I say you, I say the uniform that you represent.
Okay, in your opinion. Okay.
So, in my opinion?
In your opinion.
In my opinion, what? Now I'm giving you facts.
Okay, well, we
there is a conspiracy to murder me, and the people behind the conspiracy are Jonathan Murphy, Sir Jon Murphy, Jeff Fryer, and Jeff Fitzgerald. They are the key perpetrators that led the conspiracy. I showed your colleague there a diagram how the conspiracy was meticulously handled and coordinated. So my point is, when I say you, I'm not referring to you. I'm referring to Liverpool Police, not police throughout the country, because the police force are a very, very good service wing. But sadly, this police force is infected with a cancer of hate against black people. in my opinion. Now that is my opinion. But there's no my opinion about the facts in terms of killing black people perpetrated by predominantly, sadly, and I don't say this with respect, white police officers who happen to be white. I don't see any black police officers killing black people in this conspiracy. They all seem to be white. So on that basis, and the fact that one of the perpetrators, Joanne Thompson, was trained at Bruce Lee Training Centre. Now, that was on the BBC and closed down by the Home Office because officers were wearing Ku Klux Klan hoods saying that the murderers of Stephen Lawrence, the law student, should have been given diplomatic immunity.
Stephen Lawrence killed. What are your thoughts on that? Isn't it good how good memories don't fade? He fucking deserved it. His mum and dad are a fucking pair of sponges. What do you think about the boys that done it? They fucking need fucking diplomatic immunity, mate. They are done for this country what others fucking should do. McPherson report. I remember it as if it was yesterday. That's fucking kicking the bollocks for any white man, that was.
So in my opinion, when you have a key contact person put in contact with someone who's got psychosis, who I'm constantly saying has got psychosis, and that person then starts sending racist vile text messages after being handled by an officer who's trained in a place where he's racist. So when you have a psychosis and you put somebody who may be racist, and that person starts sending racist text messages, you think, okay, is the handling of this psychosis, turns the person into a racist killer because she's a killer? And the force that you represent are deliberately leaving that individual free. Now, I've received threats from the individual, okay, so I started producing documents to send it to government people yesterday, that we have some kind of discussion at government level. Right. Now, are you going to do that, or are you going to do
that? We're not going to have a government official, how you put it, come to this police station now without you disclosing to us what it is that's
okay, so what you're suggesting is I give you where I live, and then you, when I say you, excuse the expression, when I say you, I refer to the police. So you, as a police force, I give you my home address. You then, that goes onto the computer system. That then goes to the remainder of the perpetrators who left in the conspiracy, still employed by the police service. And then they ensure that there is the continuation of the attempt to kill me.
Who you live with, if you do live with anybody? I don't know, do you live with family or...
Now you see, what only happens when you give in the family is then you then come to social services and say, right, the children are at risk, we need to take the children into care. And then you say to that individual...
No, if you're a victim of crime.
Sorry?
Not if you're a victim of crime.
I know victims of crime who've had the children taken away from them, black victims of crime. And they say that the children are at risk because the house could potentially be targeted.
That wouldn't happen.
No, I'm telling you.
Okay,
I'm telling you what's happening.
I'm telling you.
Sorry?
I'm telling you.
No, not just me.
If you've been a victim of crime tonight.
You want my address. I've told you, first of all, when I say you, the police force want my address. I give you the address. That address is then given to Haley.
This is news to me, what you're telling me. But if this is true, what you're saying...
If that's true, I'm a legislative assistant to the Senate. Are you contesting the word of a legislative assistant?
I've got no idea where your source comes from.
Sorry?
I've got no idea where your source of this
Are you calling a legislative assistant of the Senate a liar?
I'm not calling you a liar at all, but at this moment in time, you're telling me something which is news to me. Okay.
This recording is going to go to the Senate.
Everything that's fine, but I'm just having a conversation with you. Yes. At the moment, you're not giving me evidence. You're not providing me with accounts. I know you're saying that, but I don't know where that's coming from. I don't know where you've heard that from.
I've just told you. That's where it's coming from my mouth.
I know, but I don't know where your source has come from. Whether you've witnessed it yourself.
I've seen what.
Okay, fine. It's come from you. You've seen it happen yourself. Okay.
I seen what?
You've seen this conspiracy happen with your own eyes.
This is more an issue for the Foreign Secretary and the Home Secretary. This is not this issue. You should go immediately to the Home Secretary and say there is a legislative assistant to the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria that's had a threat to his life. What are the police doing?
First, we take a statement from you. Okay, so we've got it on paper. Your account of what's happened tonight. Okay. Then we would.
Okay, that's great. Okay, that's fine.
And then we'd go up the ladder.
Okay,
right.
How long going to be the same?
Pardon?
How long going to be the same?
I don't know. Okay, but we'd have to take it on paper first, and then that's the first step.
Okay, but it has to go into NG11 form, doesn't it? I don't want it to be put on any kind of paper unless it's sufficient.
Sorry, say again.
It has to go on an MG11 form, is that right?
That's what
okay, so that's what I want to do. You said a piece of paper.
Well, figuratively, it's a piece of paper, but
Okay,
yeah, it's an
I thought you meant
MG11
some
form,
kind of notes.
statement form.
Okay.
It's an MG11.
How soon can I put this into a statement?
You can do it right now.
Thank you.
Okay?
Great.
Are you okay to do it here?
Yep, fine.
Okay, just hold on a sec.